Welcome to the Rensselaer County Legislative Chambers. We are going to begin this evening with some presentations and some speakers. My name is Bob Leverage. I'm the Vice Chair of the County Legislature. Chairwoman Kelly Hoffman was not unable to make it this evening. She's a bit under the weather, so I'll be chairing the meeting. The first presentation is P42322, a resolution commending Hannah Benoit and Andrew Kalfas upon their achieved success and dedication to clogging. And we have a presentation being done by Mr. Harrington, Casal, and Maloney, if he's here. Here he's here. Okay.
Hannah, Andrew, you want to come on down? Oh. And this is Bill Maloney. So I'm going to have you come down and then I'll read it, and then anyone else from the family wants to come down, might take a picture afterwards. So, right here. This is a resolution that we passed last month by the entire legislature, and it's my honor to present it on behalf of the entire legislature. Whereas within our youth lies the future of our nation, and the responsibility to educate, motivate, and cultivate valuable citizenships among children is shared by parents, educators, and the community. Whereas fulfillment of this responsibility can be illustrated by two hill country cloggers, Hannah Benoit and Andrew Kalfas. And whereas clogging is a type of dance in which the dancer's footwear is used to create audible rhythm by striking the heel, toe, or both against the floor, usually to the downbeat with the heel keeping the rhythm. And whereas the hill country cloggers reached a historical moment when Hannah and Andrew were selected to compete in the national clogging competition in Nashville, Tennessee, with over 1,000 participants in attendance. Whereas Andrew Kalfas took first place and was named USA National Champion for his choreographed solo Rude and by Magic, and whereas Hannah Benoit took second place for her choreographed solo Rhythm Nature by Janet Jackson, and whereas together Hannah and Andrew came in first place for their traditional duo swing by Leanne Rhymes, and took first place and were named national champions for their show Duo Grease. Their a cappella duet took second place. And whereas in addition, Hannah and Andrew performed with Team North Exploration from Maine, taking second place for their standing line performance of Rain, and third place for their traditional line performance of Catch Me If You Can. Now therefore be it resolved that the Rensselaer County Legislature does hereby pause in its deliberations to commend Hannah Benoit and Andrew Kalfas for their achieved success and dedication to clogging, and heartily extend its best wishes in all of their future endeavors. And be it further resolved that the Clerk of the Legislature is hereby directed to transmit a copy of this resolution suitably engrossed to Hannah Benoit and Andrew Kalfas. Now, I don't know how many of you ever seen clogging, but so I'd like, could you give us a little demonstration?
We have a song that we were going to perform.
I just thought this would be something a little different. Yeah, right here, fine. It's up wherever.
Can you hold that, Ken?
I can handle it. I probably pushed the wrong button. Do I have to push a button here?
Yep.
Push the arrow? Just the arrow, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
Wait, hold on. Let me see if it's all the way up. Okay.
We need somebody who's got a little
We
more.
need a backstage help here.
Just touch this, right? huh?
Touch the, yeah,
Yeah,
touch that.
I did. If I mess up this time, somebody else will have to do this.
Got a little shack where the woods meets the water. We would keep the Mountain Dew running straight through the copper. A bunch of clear jugs loaded up in the Chevy. Once the sun's gone, game on, get ready. Oh yeah, we just some bootleg rebels. We keep it pedal to metal. Neither the law nor the devil could ever stop us. You better keep up. This ain't no slow dance. We haulin' hightail, catch me if you can. We know them back roads, 'cause this is our land. We tell them po-po, catch me if you can. Can't stay long now. Go on and break it on up. Go on and break it from us. Catch me if you can. Can't stay long now. Go on and break it on up. Go on and break it from us. Catch me if you can.
All right.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So I have a couple of copies of this resolution here, and we have others that I'd like to present. Would some of the family like to come down for a picture? Come on.
Ken, what did you, is that right? Okay, no, it's good, that's good. Ken just told me that he's gonna partner up, they're gonna go on the road. Hannah, Andrew, and Ken.
I'm going to handle the music. I need a little more practice. Give you one. Can we all get in a picture? Yep.
All right. Congratulations. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Andrew. Commending Emily Frost upon achieving All-American status. Scott's standing in. Okay, come on up, Scott. Scott Bendet.
Come on down, Emily. That's a little bit of a tough act to follow. And Emily's resolution is regarding wrestling, and we're not going to have any wrestling demonstrations right now. Just want to make sure that that's clear. Not that I'm afraid. Yes, so it's my honor to read this resolution on behalf of the entire legislative body, and this is a resolution commending Emily Frost upon achieving All-American status. Whereas, cognizant of the hard work and steadfast commitment by some of the exceptional youth in our county to excel in competitive sports, it is consistent with the duty of this legislative body to recognize their achievements. And whereas Emily Frost is a senior student athlete at Tamarack High School, and whereas growing up, Emily's parents insisted that she play at least one sport, but she did not enjoy any of them. And whereas Emily decided that wrestling may be the sport she would like to try, but her parents were skeptical because as far as they knew, girls did not wrestle. When Emily mentioned this idea to her classmates, one of the boys told her that she couldn't and it was silly to try. And that was the moment that Emily made the decision to wrestle. Whereas wrestling is a demanding sport that requires not only physical abilities, but also requires the athlete to think quickly and problem solve. And whereas Emily exceeded expectations her first year on the team and was winning matches and showing great determination, her modified coach, Coach Rattel, suggested she join the off-season club, Kirby Freestyle, where she could improve her folk style and learn freestyle and Greco-Roman wrestling. After a tournament, the coach of Kirby, Coach Joe Usolini, invited Emily to practice at Kirby, and soon after she joined the club. And whereas at that club she learned freestyle and Greco and met several female wrestlers like herself and began to participate in off-season tournaments, and whereas Emily worked really hard and began to realize this wasn't just a sport to her, it was her life. And whereas in 2021, Emily took 6th place at the U.S. Marine Corps Nationals in Fargo, North Dakota, and was named an All-American. And in 2022, she once again placed 6th at the UWW World Team Trials, where she beat Fargo champions and world team members, again claiming All-American status. And whereas Emily is currently ranked 13th in the nation at her weight class of 127 pounds and plans to continue wrestling during and after college in the hopes to make a world team and someday participate in the Olympic Games, and whereas Emily plans on becoming a wrestling coach after her career to give back to the sport that gave her so much, now therefore be it resolved that this legislative body pause in its deliberations and most joyously commend Emily Frost and wish her the best of luck in all her future endeavors, and be it further resolved that the clerk of the legislature is hereby directed to transmit a copy of this resolution suitably engrossed to Emily Frost. So, wrestling was a big part of my life also. I loved it very much, and I always say that wrestling teaches you two of the most important character traits that anybody can have. The first one is humility, because when you lose a wrestling match, it's pretty humiliating. And if you've ever been to a wrestling match, then you would know that, because at the end of the match, in front of your friends and your family, they bring you into the center of the mat and they raise the other person's hand. Second thing it teaches you is compassion, because after you've been humiliated and then you humiliate somebody else, you recognize how that feels, and I think that you learn from that, and I think it's really I think that's really the best thing. I have a lot of admiration for your goals. When I was wrestling, it was a wonderful time in the Capital Region, and we actually had an Olympic gold medalist, and believe it or not, in 1984, we had, I want to say like 9 guys on the Olympic team from the Capital Region. It was amazing. It was an amazing time, and I was a young man, and I was very lucky to have Jeff Blatnick as my friend as well, who was the gold medalist. So I wish you, I also did a coach. I was a coach for a little while, and I don't know if, you might want to go into refereeing. That's a much better gig. But I wish you the best of luck. And would anybody like to say anything here? We're fine? Okay, so here's your resolution. You want to say something? You want to say a couple of words? Why don't you just go say it? My weight class was 136 and a half, by the way.
136 and a half.
127.
The season starts next week for folk style, which isn't my favorite style, but I'm excited for that. And I'm excited to go to college for wrestling this year. I'm still figuring out what college I want to go to, but that's really my main goal, is to find somewhere for wrestling more than anything else. So I'm just excited for my future with wrestling. And
Well, we have a rich history, and welcome aboard.
you.
Congratulations. Best of luck.
Thank you.
All right, good luck.
Our third presentation this evening is P 42522, resolution designating the week of October 2nd through the 8th, 2022 as Cornell Cooperative Extension Week and National 4-H Week. Call front, Mr. Harrington, Mr. Wysocki, and Bernie Weason.
And whoever else wants to come down. It's my pleasure to do this resolution on behalf of the entire legislative body, being on the Cornell Cooperative Extension Board as the legislative representative. Resolution designating the week of October 2nd through the 8th, 2022 as Cornell Cooperative Extension Week and National 4-H Week. Cornell Cooperative Extension Association of Rensselaer County, since Rensselaer County legislative action establishing a county farm bureau in April of 1917, which later became Cooperative Extension, continues to enable people to improve their lives, their communities through partnerships, and put experience and research knowledge to work. And whereas Cornell Cooperative Extension System is a valuable partnership between federal, state, county governments, educational outreach of Cornell University, knowledge and research, as well as youth and volunteers and staff. And whereas 4-H youth development serves 1 of every 8 youth in New York State. It's recognized as the best future for agriculture in New York State and continues to provide meaningful youth development experiences for over 2,000 school students in special interest, day camp, and enrich programs, 30 community clubs, over 300 4-H youth members, and 117 adult volunteers in Rensselaer County. Whereas Cornell Cooperative Extension, through the 4-H development program, invests in state's future by creating opportunities for youth to grow into the future of agriculture in New York State and Rensselaer County, develop their personal leadership skills, contribute to communities, and strengthen their science and technology abilities. This year's National 4-H theme is Opportunity for All. The theme is focused on encouraging, celebrating, and creating opportunities that will enhance all youth, all young people. And whereas Cornell Extension of Rensselaer County, agriculture, and food systems, educational programs contribute to empowering individuals and enterprise in agriculture, food systems to thrive by maintaining strong rural communities. Advance a clean, healthy environment, promote attractive landscapes, assuring a safe, nutritious, and abundant local food supply, supporting a thriving New York State economy. Whereas Cornell Cooperative Extension will continue to provide high-quality, innovative educational programs and products that help New Yorkers build a strong, vibrant community. And whereas Cornell Cooperative Extension has reached its 105th anniversary of working in our communities throughout the county to improve health, quality of life for our residents, supporting and strengthening agriculture, horticulture endeavors, and providing relevant and meaningful programs for our youth. Cornell Cooperative Extension is excited to enter into its 2nd century, serving the residents of Rensselaer County, aiming to meet every challenge needs of our county. And whereas Cornell Cooperative Extension of Rensselaer County will continue to be active in such programs as the Schaghticoke Fair, farm business management, agronomy, horticulture, dairy, livestock, vegetable and fruit production, healthy homes, nutrition, education, consumer education, youth leadership, and now there it be resolved that the Rensselaer County Legislature recognizes 105 years of outstanding service to Rensselaer County community, and hereby designates the week of October 2nd through the 8th, 2022 as Cornell Cooperative Extension Week and National 4-H Week. So, you got anything, Kenny?
No, I think we had somebody.
Go ahead, Luke.
Hi there, everyone. I'm Luke Hoig. I have been on the State Line Livestock 4-H Club for 10 years now. 4-H has given me so many opportunities in my lifetime. Actually, recently we went to Cobleskill, SUNY Cobleskill, for a ABC trip, and I'll tell you what, not just the experience I had there, but I fell in love with the college instantly. And I'm only in 10th grade, so I have 2 more years to decide, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to go down the path of Cobleskill. They've taught me a lot about livestock. I got to see all their facilities, and they've actually guided me down the path of finding my career, which is hopefully, I'm not sure my dad will agree with this, but instead of dairy, I am going down the path of beef management. Not only the ABC trip, but they actually also offered me the chance to get my tractor safety course. And the tractor safety course taught me so many things about tractor safety, how to operate it, and trust me, I'll need that in the next few years here. Not just a tractor safety course, but I've also this year and for the past 2 years, I have been on the dairy judging team, or not dairy judging, the Dairy Bowl team, which is we compete against many groups in Rensselaer County, and I think it's Saratoga County too? Saratoga County, and we had such a great team, and we've been to a couple of competitions, and it's taught me a lot of stuff about the dairy part too that I have never known of. And when I go to my father and tell him, hey, I learned this, he's like, you didn't know that already? Also, I am currently on the Teen Exchange program, and unfortunately last year and the year before that, I didn't go to Texas or Colorado due to COVID, but it's taught me so many things, how to earn stuff, not just, like saying, hey, let's just go on a trip. We had to raise the money, and we've earned the trip, and I take pride in that. And this upcoming July, we are bringing the kids from Colorado up to New York, and we are going to show them all around New York, which I think that's great, because where they are right now, it's going to be one big change when they come up here. And 4-H has given me the opportunity to show dairy cows at Schaghticoke Fairground. I'll tell you what, instead of an Apple Watch or a watch on my wrist, I'm pretty sure I have a map of Schaghticoke Fairground on the back of my hand. If you guys need any directions, just come right to me. But it's been such a great opportunity. I've been showing cows since down to this height right here. And it's been, the whole 4-H experience is so great, and any kid who is a part of the 4-H family should be very honored. And I appreciate you guys for your support, and thank you guys so much.
Hi, my name is Sage Myers, and I have been a 4-H member for 8 years since I was 5. I am a member of the Babcock Lake JA Club. At our county fair, I show general interest projects, my rabbits, my goat named Wolverina, and my dog named Luna. Last summer, one of my general interest projects was on display at the New York State Fair. This past summer at our county fair, I volunteered as a teen manager and cooked for the 4-H snack bar. I also earned a ribbon as grand champion with my goat for my first year doing goats too. So that was fun. This past year, I went on a 4-H field trip to explore the campus of both Cornell University and SUNY Kobelskill. I am a part of the 4-H Teen Exchange program where a group of us match with other 4-H families in Colorado and stayed with them for a week. I had so much fun with my exchange family. I thank everyone here for your support of this program. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I am honored to once again speak on behalf of Rensselaer County 4-H. I've spent the past 6 years involved with an equine club called Stablemates, where I currently hold the position as treasurer. Throughout my time in 4-H, I have been involved in many amazing opportunities with other youth who share my interests. Although I'm in an equine club, my experiences extend to interests like veterinary medicine, civic engagement, and journalism. In the past year, I was able to attend the 2022 Capitol Days trip with another representative from Rensselaer County. I was able to meet with 4-H participants from all over the state who had a variety of experiences and interests. Capitol Days included unique team-building activities and 2 days of exploring the New York State Capitol. I was somewhat nervous to begin with because I hadn't gone on any overnight trips since the start of the pandemic, but everyone was very welcoming. The tours throughout the Capitol region simulated what it would be like in a professional environment. It was exciting to be able to speak with influential government officials, gaining insight from their experience and their knowledge. Civic engagement is a core part of being an American citizen, and having the opportunity to gain more knowledge in the realm of governmental policy is beneficial in many respects. I was also given the opportunity to speak with Assemblyman Jake Ashby, asking questions relating to governmental policy. The other Rensselaer County delegate was unable to attend, so I had to improvise my questions in addition to the ones I had already prepared. I have an interest in journalism, so researching and preparing for the meeting gave me real-world experience that relates to the field that I want to pursue. Without 4-H, I would not have had access to the experiences that I have participated in over the past 6 years. 4-H encourages youth development in many different fields. And with that, I thank you Rensselaer County for supporting 4-H and all of the wonderful opportunities it provides.
I promise to keep this short. We're very proud of our 4-Hers, and there's really nothing I could add to what they addressed so far. But I have to say, I'm pretty darn impressed with Hannah, Andrew, and Emily, so congratulations to you guys. Cooperative Extension is 105 years old. I may look that old, but I'm not that old. I've been here about half that amount of time. But I think every year that we get to come to receive this resolution every year, it really does remind me and make me so thankful that it really is kind of a reminder to us that Rensselaer County does value what Cooperative Extension does, and you show that in the form of the resolution and your continued funding. So we really do appreciate you for that. And that is all I have to say tonight.
I'll give you these. Yeah, I just like to say thank you. This is where 4-H gets you. I joined 4-H in, well, 1950. 1917. No, 1950. I was trying to think it was 105 years, but it wasn't. But I did join 4-H in 1950. So you had to be 10 back then, I think. Yeah. Oh. And I think I was chairman of the board or president or whatever in the 60s, late 60s. Yeah. So yeah, moved up the ladder a little ways. But this is what it brought me to, right? So no, it's a good program, still going on, and wonderful presentation. Okay.
All right, thank you.
We have one more presentation. This is P 42922, resolution adjourning the October 11, 2022 legislative meeting in memory of Colonel Peter K. Goebel, U.S. Army, retired. Again, we'll call up any of the legislators that want to come forward. Mr. Harrington, Mr. Casal, and family members of Peter Goebel that are here.
This is a resolution adjourning the October 11th, 2022 legislative meeting in memory of Colonel Peter K. Goebel, U.S. Army, retired. Whereas it is customary for this legislative body to pay honor and respect to persons who have had a great impact and influence on the citizens of this country during their time on this earth. And you can move over here, you know. I feel like I'm alone. Whereas attendant to such duties and fully in accord with its long-standing traditions, it is the intent of this legislative body to express sincere sorrow upon the death of Colonel Peter K. Goebel, which occurred on Saturday, September 10th of the year 2022. And whereas Peter K. Goebel grew up in Rensselaer County and was a graduate of Averill Park High School, and whereas Peter was commissioned into the Air Defense Artillery in 1981 upon graduation from the United States Military Academy at West Point, and whereas upon completion of the Air Defense Artillery Officer Basic Course and improved Hawk Officer Training at Fort Bliss, Texas, and Airborne and Ranger Schools at Fort Benning, Georgia, Peter was assigned to the Federal Republic of Germany as a IHawk platoon leader. And whereas Peter was then transferred to Armor, where he was assigned to the 1st Armored Division, and he served as a tank platoon leader, Battalion S3 Air and Battalion S3. And whereas next, Peter attended the Armor Officer Advanced Course at Fort Knox, Kentucky, and was then assigned to the 25th Infantry Division Light, Schofield Barracks, Hawaii, where he served as a Cavalry Squadron Assistant S3 and Squadron S1 and Company Commander. And whereas Peter served in the 1st Special Warfare Training Group Airborne at the John F. Kennedy Special Warfare Center and School at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, and served several assignments in the U.S. Army Civil Affairs and Psychological Operations Command, including operational assignments in Cuba, Croatia, Bosnia, with the JTF-160 and Task Force Eagle. And whereas Peter graduated from the U.S. Army Command and General Staff College at Fort Leavenworth, Kansas in 1999. And whereas Peter was the 1st Marine Division, 1st Division United Kingdom and the 82nd Airborne Division during the Operation Iraqi Freedom I, and from March of 2003 until March 2004. And whereas after 27 months of successful battalion command, Peter assumed duty as Chief of Training, Readiness, Operational Exercises, and Support for the U.S. Army South. He deployed to Afghanistan for Operation Enduring Freedom in October 2009. After 1 year in Afghanistan, Peter returned to Fort Sam Houston, Texas, to become the Chief of Strategic Synchronization and Engagement for the U.S. Army North, 5th Army. And whereas during Peter's military career, he was awarded the Legion of Merit, the Bronze Star Medal, the Defense Service Medal, Navy and Marine Corps Presidential Unit Citation, the Joint Meritorious Unit Award, the Meritorious Unit Citation, the Army Forces Expeditionary Medal, the Afghanistan Campaign Medal 2B SS, and the Iraqi Campaign Medal, the Combat Action Badge, the Parachute Badge, the Air Assault Badge, the Ranger Tab. In 2020, Peter was inducted into the New York State Veterans Hall of Fame. And whereas Peter retired from the United States Army with the rank of Colonel in February 2012, and in 2014, Peter was appointed to the position of Director of Rensselaer County Veterans Service Agency, where he helped secure benefits, assistance, guidance, and support for the veterans of Rensselaer County. And whereas Peter will be missed by his family, his wife Terry Lynn, his children Joshua, Rebecca, Kathleen and David, his granddaughter Siliska, his siblings Jonathan, Ruth, and Elizabeth, Jeffrey, as well as many nieces, nephews, and now therefore be it resolved that the members of this legislative county legislature join this meeting in a moment of silence, tribute to a fond memory of their friend Peter K. Goebel, to reflect upon the tenure of his exemplary service, fully confident that his legacy will continue in this country for many, many years to come. And be it further resolved that the clerk of the legislature transmit a copy of this resolution suitably engrossed to the family of Colonel Peter K. Goebel, U.S. Army, retired. This happened all of a sudden on us. Peter did a whale of a job, not only for the U.S. Army and for all of us, but for the Rensselaer County and that Veterans Affairs office. And his shoes are going to be hard to fill. That's for darn certain. So, Jonathan, would anyone else like to speak? Yeah, okay, excuse me.
Peter Goebel was a very good friend to this legislative body. He gave us advice, wisdom, and a perspective of the needs of the veterans and their families. We think of Peter, we're right in the season now of honoring our veterans in this month and in this week. And there have been a number of veterans events that have occurred throughout the county that we've all had an opportunity to attend, and there'll be some more as the week progresses. And Peter's presence, or his lack of presence, has been missed by each and every one of us who attend these events and all the participants in the events. As Ken says, his shoes will be almost impossible to fill. He was a true patriot, a true friend, and again, a friend to this legislative body. God bless you, Peter.
I'd like to thank everyone. It was so unexpected.
Right. Certainly was. Well, this. Okay. Yeah, Jonathan.
Thank you. Thank you all. All right, that will conclude our presentation portion for this evening. And I'd like to open our regular meeting for November 9th, 2022 at 6:12 p.m. I'll call the meeting to order and request the clerk to conduct the roll call.
Mr. Bailey. Here. Mr. Bendet. Here. Mr. Cassell. Here. Mr. Choquette. Ms. Doran. Present. Mr. Fiacco. Here. Mr. Fleming. Here. Mr. Grant. Present. Mr. Grimm. Mr. Harrington. Present. Mr. Leverage.
Here.
Mr. Maloney. Here. Ms. Nichols. Here. Mr. Patiri. Here. Mr. Stahl. Here. Ms. Weaver. Here. Mr. Wysocki. Here. Mr. Zalewski. Chairwoman Hoffman. There are 16 present and 3 absent.
Thank you. Mr. Grant, invocation.
Dear Lord, this week we honor our veterans, women and men who gave their best when they were called upon to serve and protect our country. We pray that you will bless them for their unselfish service in the continual struggle to preserve our freedoms and our safety.
Ms. Doran, would you lead us? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Chairman, move that we dispense with the reading of the minutes of the regular meeting of October 11, 2022, and approve the minutes suspended.
Do I have a motion? Second? Okay. All right, we'll go right into our meeting agenda, a presentation of petitions,
On file?
presentation of communications,
On file?
reports of commissions,
On file?
departmental reports,
On file?
reports of standing committees,
On file?
local laws.
There are none tonight.
All right. Go into the index of resolutions. We will begin with G1.
G 43122, resolution authorizing the purchase of equipment for the Emergency Communication System, Bureau of Public Safety, introduced by legislators Grant, Maloney, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Opposed?
16 ayes.
So moved. G 43222.
G 43222, resolution authorizing agreements for employment and training services for low-income youth, Department of Employment and Training, introduced by legislators Wysocki, Patiri, and Zaluski.
All those in favor? Opposed?
16 ayes.
So moved. G 43322.
G 43322, resolution authorizing an amended agreement for consulting services, Department of Social Services, introduced by legislators Grant, Loveridge, and Weaver.
All in favor? Opposed?
16 ayes.
So moved. G 43422.
G 43422, resolution accepting the allocation of the, from New York State Office of Temporary and Disability Services, authorizing a contract with St. Paul Center and amending the 2022 Rensselaer County adopted budget, Department of Social Services, introduced by legislators Grant, Loveridge, and Weaver.
All in favor? Opposed?
16 ayes.
So moved. G 43522.
G 43522, resolution amending the 2022 Rensselaer County adopted budget, Office of the Rensselaer County Sheriff, introduced by legislators Grant, Loveridge, and Weaver.
All in favor? Opposed?
16 ayes.
So moved. G 43622.
G 43622, resolution authorizing the Van Rensselaer Manor to utilize consortium contracts, Department of Social Services, introduced by legislators Grant, Loveridge, and Weaver.
All in favor? Opposed?
16 ayes.
So moved. G 43722.
G 43722, resolution authorizing a lease extension with Manor Associates LLC, Department of Social Services, introduced by legislators Grant, Loveridge, and Weaver.
All in favor? Opposed?
16 ayes.
So moved. G 43822.
G 43822, resolution authorizing a service agreement, Department of Social Services, introduced by legislators Grant, Loveridge, and Weaver.
All in favor? Opposed?
16 ayes.
So moved. G 43922.
G 43922, resolution authorizing offering the New York State Health Care Workers Bonus Program to eligible Rensselaer County healthcare employees, Bureau of Finance, introduced by legislators Bailey, Hoffman, and Grimm.
All in favor? Opposed?
16 ayes.
So moved. G 44022.
G 44022, resolution authorizing the chief fiscal officer to sell real property at public auction, Bureau of Finance, introduced by legislators Bailey, Hoffman, and Grimm.
All in favor? Opposed?
16 ayes.
So moved. G 44122.
G 44122, resolution authorizing payment of annual maintenance agreement, Bureau of Finance, introduced by legislators Loveridge, Grant, Weaver, Bailey, Hoffman, and Grimm.
All in favor? Opposed?
16 ayes.
So moved. G 44222.
G 44222, resolution authorizing the addition of 7 per diem registered nurse positions and amending the 2022 Rensselaer County adopted budget, Van Rensselaer Manor, introduced by legislators Grant, Loveridge, and Weaver.
All in favor? Opposed?
16 ayes.
So moved. G 44322.
G 44322, resolution authorizing the acceptance of additional funding from the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation and Environmental Facilities Corporation for the New York State Septic System Replacement Fund Program and amending the 2022 Rensselaer County Adopted Budget, Department of Health, introduced by legislators Loveridge, Grant, Weaver, Bendet, Stahl, and Doran.
All in favor? Opposed?
16 ayes.
So moved. G 44422.
G 44022, resolution amending the 2022 Rensselaer County Adopted Budget, Department of Health, introduced by legislators Bendet, Stahl, and Doran.
All in favor? Opposed?
16 ayes.
So moved. G 44522.
G 44522, resolution authorizing contract with Cornell Cooperative Extension of Albany County Department of Health, introduced by legislators Loveridge, Grant, Weaver, Bendet, Stahl, and Doran.
All in favor? Opposed?
16 ayes.
So moved. G 44622.
G 44622, resolution accepting additional grant funding from the New York State Department of Health for the Children and Youth with Special Health Care Needs Grant Program, Department of Health, introduced by legislators Loveridge, Grant, Weaver, Bendet, Stahl, and Doran.
All in favor? Opposed?
16 ayes.
So moved. G 44722.
G 44722, resolution authorizing the Rensselaer County Executive to submit transit funds application and authorizing an agreement for rural transit service, Bureau of Economic Development and Planning, introduced by legislators Loveridge, Grant, Weaver, Bendet, Choquette, and Nichols.
All in favor? Opposed?
16 ayes.
So moved. G 44822.
G 44822, resolution authorizing the purchase of audio-video conferencing system for Reimagine Rensselaer County Facilities Project, Bureau of Central Services, introduced by legislators Loveridge, Grant, Weaver, Bailey, Hoffman, and Grimm.
All in favor? Opposed?
16 ayes.
So moved. G 44922.
G 44922, resolution authorizing the purchase of Dell personal computers and audio-video conferencing equipment for the Reimagine Rensselaer County Facilities Project, Bureau of Central Services, introduced by legislators Loveridge, Grant, Weaver, Bailey, Hoffman, and Grimm.
All in favor? Opposed?
16 ayes.
So moved. G 45022.
G 45022, resolution authorizing the purchase of VMware licenses to support the Reimagine Rensselaer County Facilities Project, Bureau of Central Services, introduced by legislators Loveridge, Grant, Weaver, Bailey, Hoffman, and Grimm.
All in favor? Opposed?
16 ayes.
So moved. G 45122.
G 45122, resolution authorizing purchase of a replacement vehicle, Department of Social Services, introduced by legislators Grant, Loveridge, and Weaver.
All in favor? Opposed?
16 ayes.
So moved. G 45222.
G 45222, resolution authorizing contracts for moving services for the Rensselaer County departments located at the County Office Building, Cornell Cooperative Extension, Department of Youth and Public Safety Offices, Bureau of Central Services, introduced by legislators Loveridge, Grant, Weaver, Bailey, Hoffman, and Grimm.
All in favor? Opposed?
16 ayes.
So moved. G 45322.
G 45322, resolution providing for the distribution of mortgage tax, introduced by legislators Bailey, Hoffman, and Grimm.
All in favor? Opposed?
16 ayes.
So moved. G 45422.
G 45422, resolution to authorize the amendment and restate the deferred compensation plan of Rensselaer County Deferred Compensation Board, introduced by legislators Wysocki, Battieri, and Zaluski.
All in favor? Opposed?
16 ayes.
So moved. G 45522.
G 45522, resolution authorizing renewal agreements with Central Healthcare Providers, Bureau of Human Resources, introduced by legislators Wysocki, Battieri, and Zaluski.
All in favor? Opposed?
16 ayes.
So moved. P 45622.
P 45622, resolution recognizing December as Buy Local Month in Rensselaer County, introduced by legislators Grimm, Doran, and the entire legislative body.
All in favor? Opposed?
16 ayes.
So moved. P 45722.
P 45722, a resolution urging investment by New York State within the Department of Civil Ser... Okay, a resolution urging investment by the New York State within the Department of Civil Service to support the public employee recruitment and retention. Introduced by legislators Wysocki, Battieri, and the entire legislative body.
All in favor? Opposed?
16 ayes.
So moved. P 45822.
P 45822, a resolution calling for the study and reform of the New York State Civil Service System to support local government employee recruitment, introduced by legislators Wysocki, Batarian, and the entire legislative body.
All in favor? Opposed?
16 ayes.
So moved. Legislative privilege? Okay, hearing none, thank you very much. Oh, excuse me, we have a person here. Mr. Maloney? Oh, motion to adjourn. Can I get a second? Second, thank you. Good night.